Hello, my name's Olivia. I'm known as Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and Warmiam 9800. So I cover nursing related topics, including NCLEX, nursing school related materials, or teas, maybe. Well, not teas per se. I have like a teas playlist that anyone can go and see if they need help with I think maybe the maths and stuff like that. So it's there, and I think some English and science stuff. I don't know, I haven't looked at it in years, but it's there, and it should be able to still be helpful to you all who are going to be taking it. And I also cover reality TV shows because Lord knows we all need to decompress here and there. And I do have reaction of some documentaries up there too if you're interested. If you get bored of my nursing related stuff, it's there. And then I've watched I do also react to movies. So I have watched Michael Jackson twice, the Michael movie twice, and then I also watched Remarkably Bright Creatures as well. I just did reaction last night. I just felt like I'm going to be busy next week, so I don't know I'm going to have much time to cover that anyway. So I do have 3 videos that I want to do for next week, and I'll figure my schedule out next week as I progress with this new job. But today's a surprise video. Surprise! I didn't think I'd do one, but I wanted to be candid about me. I think I like being real with you guys. As much as I love doing the nursing videos and helping to educate people, it also can be a lot too because I have to craft the script. And also, side note, nurse creators too also have scripts, okay? And some of them I know they know them by heart because they teach it every single day. For me, I'm basically like your online tutor. That's all. That's what I see myself as. And it's not for free because I'm not paying. I don't want anyone to pay. I just try to help people because I like to help people. That's just why I got into this nursing profession. Helping, I mean, even without the nursing and helping kind of thing, I'm someone who actually likes to help people out. That's always been my personality since I was a little girl. So that's why I do this. But yeah, I love helping people. I realized that when I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a teacher at first because I'm like, well, I like to kind of help people out. Like, again, that's always been inside me. And that's true. I like, if you ask me, like, if I have the money, I will lend you the money and stuff if you need it. But don't take advantage of me, of course, because I don't know who you are. And then I always try to, that's just how I typically am. But I accidentally became a content creator. My intent wasn't to be a content creator. It just happened to happen, okay? So when I first created this channel, this is years ago, because I want to watch YouTube. It was a fairly new app at the time, and I want to watch videos, and I also lost information a little, like every other little kid, because we want to see the really cool, gnarly videos that kids are not allowed to see. Even though I was a teenager when YouTube came out, I was like in beginning of high school, basically. I was a frosh at the time. So I just made like little random videos, like when my family would get together, I'd shoot it, and then I posted it up and whatnot. Or I have a really talented cousin that sings, and I posted her video like a long time ago. But they're all listened kind of private, so I don't think a lot of you guys can see it now because that's just for me, really. My intent was just basically to have it there. I'm probably going to private it now, but this is not private. Oh, God, that's funny. Then for a while, I just wasn't using this channel. I wasn't, like, again, my intent wasn't to be a content creator. I did not see that I would be doing this. I did not know I would be talking to people or making videos for people at all. I didn't think anything of it. I went to Excelsior, and I mean, I'm still in Excelsior. I'm doing the LPN to BS, and I just earned my RN recently. So before I got my RN and got my associates, I was doing assignments because, as you know, Excelsior's online, right? It's an online course. And the reason I would go on YouTube, I used it because they would give us assignments where we had to use PowerPoints and we had to do audio. And I can't do audio on PowerPoint. I still can't for the life of me. I still try to figure out, I'm like, man, I don't know how to do this. I mean, I know you guys are asking me to do this, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I decided to make my presentation, and then I would record a video with my phone, and I would then do the voice whatever, because I'm like, that's the only easiest way I know, because I don't want to fail. I worked too damn hard and spent a lot of money to get to where I am today. So that's what started happening, and it wasn't public or anything like that. Well, I think one or two of them are public now, but people could see it as, and my classmates saw it, and I'm like, okay, that's good enough. And side note, I did do good. I did do good. And then they asked us to do like videos and whatever. And I know I could use the webcam and whatnot. I'm like, well, I figured I've already done one or two assignments on posting on YouTube rather. So I'm like, why not do one or two more? And I started to do that. And then people could see my videos, and they saw me being candid. Of course, I wasn't expecting like views or whatever, because it was just there, I mean, I was just doing it as an assignment. So I thought nothing of it. I didn't think back and look back at any of it. And then I started to be do the nursing courses, and a lot of them were asking me to do a lot of these videos, like not so much teaching, but a lot of these assignments where I had to teach or whatever the case, or like with clinical, or how to gain the credentials or credits or whatever the case. I had to do this nursing thing where I would talk about my week, and then what I've learned, what I've clinically learned, and then I had to be in scrub. And I did not realize I would get any views from that either. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's amazing. Then I got more curious about how people, then one day before I went to clinical, I was looking at people making videos of Excelsior clinical and how it's supposed to be. And then I was really nervous. I didn't know what to expect with it. So I watched these other videos. I'm like, okay, these other people making videos about Excelsior. That's great. Okay, awesome. So I'm ready to go clinical. I got my stuff and everything, and I went to clinical, and it was a wonderful experience, and it was better than what I had expected, and I really enjoyed the experience of clinical. So I'm like, you know what? All these other people made all these other experience about clinical. Why don't I do that too? And I start to do that. I'm like, you know what? This is how it goes, blah, blah, blah. And like the very first time I went to clinical, that got a lot of views. I was not expecting that many views. I'm like, whoa, maybe this is what I'm meant to do. And I didn't think anything of it. I came back and I got a lot of subscribers. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll keep doing this. Awesome. And I realized I guess people like to hear me speak, and they like to hear my voice. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is what I'm meant to do. So then I would make little videos about Excelsior and then my experience, and people liked it. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Great. So I finished Excelsior. Then I did some little updates, and people were actually interested in my updates after the fact. And for me, it's unique because I was an out-of-state, I am still out-of-state student, and then people want to know if I would pass from like taking the exam, the NCLEX exam, and how everything reflected from school. So when I first took the NCLEX exam, I didn't tell anyone that I failed, but then I passed recently, so in March 18th, I remember the date very well. I passed it. I made a video about it, and I was so happy. I did not realize people would be happy about it. And then I thought, why stop there? Because like I mentioned before, I'm on Reddit, Facebook, and Instagram, mostly Facebook and Instagram when it comes to nursing. And before I started to do these nursing lectures, I would help people who would fail, because I was so frustrated. The reason I made a very, very not cursing rant, but I ranted because people were not helpful with me with passing. And they said, and a lot of these smart ass comments were like, oh, well, if you went to nursing school, you should have been able to pass the NCLEX. And I call that bullshit. And I still will keep calling that bullshit, because by your logic, everybody should be fucking nurses, right? Everyone should be passing the first try, right? No, not everyone has that ability to critically think. And I also try to tell people how to critically think, because it's not a skill that everyone has. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to take that exam. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. It may have been easy for one person. It's not going to be easy for the next person. And how a person thinks, they think differently. It took me, after all, 2 tries before I got my RN. So I'm so grateful for that experience. So I gave people advices like, listen, you can use this Q banks and stuff, because I see people saying, try this Q bank, try that Q bank, and then I'm seeing other comments that are like, well, I tried this and this and this and this and this isn't working, and I use Mark, hey, this isn't working, I use Dr. Sharon, this, and the whole thing is that I came to that conclusion where it's like, well, sources is not going to be enough for you to pass, because I had Remar, and I thought if I had Remar and I did her program, I would pass the first try. I didn't, because she had a lot of what's called med surg material, and when I did the Q banks, instead of learning the information, I basically remembered it. And that's what I think a lot of people do. They're remembering what is being asked and the answers, rather than putting 1 and 2 other concepts together. I lacked the concept, so therefore I lacked the concept skill. So I was like, okay, well, I realize if you know the content, which is why I had to start over from fundamentals to psych. I realized when you're doing that and you're doing the questions week by week and not all at once, it was helpful to me. It was very helpful. And that way it was easier for now that when I saw a question, whether it was traditional NGN style, cool, I can answer it because I know it. So my whole point is that you have to honestly use concept. I mean, concept will help you every time. It's not just like by knowing a form or strategy. Yes, strategy is going to be helpful. So that's why I try to say in my videos, and I'm probably going to still continue to speak on it. So I had people inbox me on Facebook and Instagram about, not Instagram, like Facebook and Reddit on how to pass the NCLEX and what do I do. And then I would message people, and then half of them were asking me for the Marquet audios, in which I stopped doing that because I'm like, okay, I'm not here to help you with that, because you can always look that up and find it, or you can also get them off yournursingspace.com. They have bundles. I'm trying to help you because I understand what it's like when you have the source. You think that's enough. That's not enough to succeed. It's really not enough. In nursing, your notes from nursing school is not also enough either, because you can either critically think or not. So it's a skill you either have or you don't have. So then I would help. So then people would inbox me with their CPR reports. By the way, you can still do that, like I haven't done them in a while, but you can still do that, reach out. My Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit inboxes are always open. So you need me to do a CPR, read it, I can. So people would ask me how to study. And then I would tell them, no matter what Q banks you're using, and this is true, no matter what Q banks you're using, the idea is that it's used as a tool. You have to know the content where you're stronger or weak is at. Like if you know content, great. So then you're probably lacking strategy. The next thing is to understand how to read an NCLEX question and how you're going to connect the dots in your brain, right? Because I also tell people, and I give sources out, like, hey, listen, well, not like Marquet, but like, listen, if you need help with strategy, I recommend NCLEX Crusade. He's very good at it. So I often do because he helped me with strategy. I also sometimes even recommend Dr. Sharon. And you may want to do the test plan because that's what helped me. If it doesn't help, if it didn't help me, then maybe something else can help another student. You know what I mean? Like, people will always need help with the NCLEX. That's just what it is. And then with content, I tell people, if you're lacking on the content, you want to start from scratch. It doesn't hurt to start from scratch, because if you go through 1 week of fundamentals and you're knowing the content, it's going to help. And I also tell people not to sleep on fundamentals, because that's what made me fail the first time, because I did not have the fundamental knowledge. And it applies to every single discipline of nursing questions you'll get in the Q banks or ATI or even NCLEX. So I tell people that. So that I decide, because I got so much of those inboxes, I decided to make videos, and I still do this till today. I realize nursing can be a lot too. So I'm like, at the time I was trying to have somebody help me with editing and stuff, and he's been slacking. So I'm like, I'm going to do this on my own. And when I get the money, I'll get an editor to do my videos. But I decided to also do reality TV show reactions, and I realized people like to hear what I have to say. And I decided, you know what? I enjoy doing this on the side, aside from working my butt off and then going to school. I'm still going to school in Excelsior. I'm doing my prerequisites before my bachelor's. So it can be a lot to do. So that's how I became a nurse content creator. I do enjoy doing this. I love to help people out, and I just love to speak. And I think it also helps me with speaking in general, because I used to be very shy and very preserved, and I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't think I'd be doing this. And here am I in 2026 at 36 years old, talking to you all about my experience. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. Anyways, so next week, I told you all, like 15 and umpteen time, I am starting another job, and I'm starting on Monday. I'm so excited. So I will figure out a plan and a schedule for next week. I am just doing 3 videos and 1 short, and I'm not going to be doing morning and night thing anymore, because I'll be too damn tired. So whenever I have the energy and can do it, I'll do it. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful and amazing day. Too bad it's raining out. Yuck. And I will see you sometime next week, and I'll update you guys. Take care. Bye.